This one picks up where most episodes end, with a bunch of Cobra guys running away after a failed plan. The guys in question are Destro, the Baroness, and this unnamed Lady Cobra Guard, of whom the Baroness is immediately jealous/suspicious. To her credit, she doesn't address the issue this way, because she's classy as fuck. Instead, she asks Destro when they're finally going to ditch Cobra Commander's sorry ass and strike out on their own. And Destro assures her, in true heist movie fashion, that they're out after one more job, baby. One big score and that's it. We can retire from this life for good. Meanwhile, at a peace rally, the main speaker says this.
Take hope, comrades! Friends!
Well, I'm sure that's fine. Nothing suspicious about possible Russian involvement in American politics. While this is happening, Destro is desperately trying to sell some stuff to hasten that whole retirement thing he promised the Baroness. The potential buyers appear to be the same barrel of bad apples who almost bought Cobra HQ in cold slither, but they're not particularly impressed. Mostly because the state-of-the-art armaments fall apart while Destro's talking about how sturdy they are. Oh. It's gonna be that kind of episode then. Seriously, G.I. Joe, you don't need to try to be funny. You pull it off pretty effortlessly just being your usual fever-dreamy self. Anyway, then he's almost busted by the Joes, but he escapes through a convenient trapdoor. That's more like it. Also, none of those shady characters can be arrested because...
You cannot arrest us. We have diplomatic immunity.
I'm pretty sure this plot device figured into every major action movie from 1981 to 1990. The Joes chase Destro through the sewer, but he's rescued by this woman, whose name is, no kidding, Coverta Fatale. I take back what I said earlier about this being a bad comedy episode. It's a brilliant comedy episode. She flirts, and Destro totally takes the bait, dismissing the Baroness as a confused creature. And the thing is, this woman sounds a bit like the Baroness, and the Baroness is a known master of disguise, so it's probably her, dude. But regardless, just 'cause you dress like a pimp doesn't mean you need to act like one. Over romantic dinner, Destro tells us the secret origin of his metal head, which was not a thing I particularly needed. Sometimes dudes just have silver-plated faces in this show's universe, probably, but I'm not disinterested in hearing it either, I suppose. Oh, it's not that interesting, actually. Apparently, great-great-grandpappy Destro was accused of witchcraft back in the day, and he was made to wear a metal mask as punishment. So now everyone in the family does it for some reason, and also they're sworn to bring down civilized society, for reasons. Back at G.I. Joe HQ, Lady J receives what appears to be a giant envelope. Oh, wait, now it's normal-sized. Probably one of those shrinking envelopes like you hear about. Inside is a letter claiming that she's the last remaining heir to some vast Scottish estate. It urges her to visit there at once to claim her inheritance, and I wonder if this has anything to do with Destro talking about meeting up with his evil family once a year. Nah, that has to just be a coincidence, right? So Lady J heads to Scotland to check out her new castle. All the requisite creepy castle stuff happens except for the one where a pair of eyes follow her from behind a painting. However, there are paintings of ancient lovers that look exactly like her and Destro, but again, probably just a coincidence. Naturally, she enters the one room that the spooky housekeeper told her to stay out of, which, fair enough, it's her damn castle. I'm not sure I'd buy a house without at least visiting all the rooms at least once. I don't think that's too unreasonable. Then she sees what appears to be a ghost, and honestly, I don't know if it really is one or not this time, because ghosts are actually a real thing on G.I. Joe. Cobra Commander did try to recruit some that one time. Also, to her credit, she's only scared for about a second. Then she remembers that she's a highly trained soldier with a specialty in javelin throwing. So she throws a javelin and continues exploring and eventually sees this. Now, I know Destro said his family meets back in the old country once a year on the winter solstice and that they all wear masks, but I kinda assume they'd be kick-ass metal masks like his and not this, whatever this is. Apparently they made a deal with something called the Cauldron of Chaos, which contains this octopus monster. Then they catch Lady J in a net and prepare to sacrifice her to the octopus. Meanwhile, the housekeeper fights this beardo, who may or may not be Flint.
God, this mystery has too many things.
The furries begin lowering Lady J into the old sea of C, but someone comes in to stop it before she dies, and it's Destro. Apparently they're related. And he's so disgusted by this idea that he resumes whatever the hell it is they're doing. Feeding her to an octopus, right. Then she's rescued by that beardo, and oh look, it was just Flint doing a bad Scottish accent, which actually is a great disguise because everyone in this village had a bad Scottish accent. Flint calls in the cavalry, which is met by Cobra soldiers who were here the whole time. Also, there's a giant spider. Then we discovered that the ghosts were holograms, and also that Coverta Fatale was really the Baroness because, duh, she arranged this whole thing to get revenge on Destro, though it does turn out that he and Lady J are actually distant relatives after all. So, I guess that wraps up everything nice and neat, unless you were wondering what the hell the deal was with that evil octopus from the depths of hell that's clearly been assisting Destro's family for generations. But who could possibly want to know more about that?